Dear viewers, the topic which we will discuss today is why there is comparison of Pakistan and Bangladesh. These days, the debate which is going on, particularly in Bangladesh and in Pakistan, about this comparison. In Bangladesh, on the occasion of 50th anniversary of Bangladesh, the founder of Bangladesh, the founding political party of Bangladesh, Awami League, its Prime Minister, Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, proudly claimed that Bangladesh has defeated Pakistan, that Bangladesh is much ahead of Pakistan in almost all the areas of social and human development. And Bangladesh is now better off than Pakistan. In Pakistan, the debate is apologetic, that they are now ahead of us. Those who were considered to be inferior, lazy, weak, they are now ahead of us in terms of their per capita income, GDP, economic growth rate, foreign exchange reserves, literacy ratio, women empowerment, exports, you name it. How come those people who were called as, and Bangladesh was called as a basket case by Henry Kissinger, the then National Security Advisor who became Secretary of State, Bangladesh is a basket case. Same people, how come they became so successful? Although there is a misperception, there are issues in Bangladesh, absolutely. Corruption, nepotism, authoritarian mode of governance of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, liquidating the opponents of Awami League. So then, why there is comparison? Comparison suits, at the moment, it suits Bangladesh. Because there was a time during 80s, it's 10 years after the emergence of Bangladesh, hundreds and thousands of Bangladeshis in search of employment used to cross Bangladesh and illegally sneak into Pakistan. There are around 500,000 Bengalis in Pakistan, Bengali speaking people in Pakistan, particularly in Karachi. The Bangladeshi currency taka was less than half of the value of Pakistani rupee. Bangladesh was called as a failed country, a victim of famine, floods, natural disasters. But then, how come that country has emerged as a successful model? So when I say it suits Bangladesh, because they argue that our liberation from Pakistan enabled us to prosper, to progress. Had we remained part of Pakistan, we would have been exploited, discriminated, sense of deprivation. And then the Bengalis of East Pakistan were ridiculed also. Ridiculed because of their small height, of their complexion, laziness, and there were jokes about Bengalis in the then West Pakistan. Plenty of jokes, ridiculing them. So there are two things which we have to keep in mind. about Bangladesh and Pakistan, and why Pakistan is not behind. And another thing which Pakistan has utterly failed is to control its population. In United Pakistan in 1971, the population of East Pakistan was 65 million and West Pakistan was 55 million, 110-20 million people. Now the population of Bangladesh is 140 million and population of Pakistan is 220 million. How it happened? Because Bangladesh followed the policy of family planning, women empowerment, education, literacy. A small country. So the first thing is basically that physical superiority, which was admired by the West Pakistanis, that we are physically superior than East Pakistan. That thing has proved to be wrong, because end of the day, it is human intelligence, creativity and innovation which works. And the Bangladeshis since 80s, they basically focused on a country which is not a cotton growing country like Pakistan, is exporting $30 billion of garments, textile product. Innovation, that they imported cotton, $200 billion, $300 billion, processed in the form of garments. There are thousands of garment factories in Bangladesh, and then exported. Pakistan has not been able to do, despite being a cotton, and Pakistan is now importing cotton. So this is one thing: innovation, intelligence, creativity. And same people whom we ridiculed that they are very simple, they are beggars and things like that. The second thing is primarily the leadership. How Dr. Muhammad Yunus, Nobel laureate in 1980, in the impoverished situation which Bangladesh was facing, challenges, came up with the innovative idea of microfinancing, Grameen Bank, and uplifted millions of people from poverty. Like China uplifted at least 400 million people from poverty. Bangladesh has also done the same thing. Bangladesh has controlled, as far as religious extremism is concerned, has promoted religious tolerance. So the leadership matters. One can blame Awami League, Sheikh Hasina, of being, fascist or whatsoever, anti-Pakistan, hating Pakistan. But one thing which cannot be ignored, cannot be undermined, is the leadership, that focus that she provided, the leadership to the people of Bangladesh to focus on exports, development, social empowerment. And then of course Bangladesh is not facing issues like Pakistan of Kashmir, but even then, when you invest on people, when you invest on education, when you invest on providing better health facilities, when you invest as far as providing electricity, because why is it so that several dozen Pakistani companies, industries moved to Bangladesh because of better incentives, tax free, no issue in terms of electricity as such. But one thing which Bangladesh is, I think, is making a big mistake. It talks about the comparison. They may be feeling proud about it, but then the fact is basically that they should remember their past, that how poor and impoverished they were. Unfortunately, in Bangladesh, the culture, new rich culture, the culture of privileges, benefits, that culture is taking shape. And I think that is arrogance, which was not to be seen among Bangladeshis. Now arrogance is there. So-called pride is there. So basically, the people of Bangladesh, they have passed through a long process of sacrifices, there is no doubt about it. But then if they become arrogant and if they forget their past, then certainly whatever successes they have achieved in the last 20 years or 25 years may go down the drain. It doesn't take much time to destabilize things. And there is a long history as far as earlier it was East Pakistan, it became Bangladesh, of violence, political violence, strikes. These two things have been controlled. But for how long you will control? For how long Sheikh Hasina will at the helm of affairs? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years maximum. And then what? And then she is also trying to oblige the military by providing them with perks and with benefits, and so following Pakistan's footsteps. The only area where Bangladesh is behind at the moment as compared to Pakistan, that's remittances. Pakistan's remittances are around this year around $30 billion. Bangladesh is on $20 billion. So that is one area. But what is needed is that the achievements which Bangladesh has achieved, has secured, they must maintain it and must not become arrogant. Thank you very much.